What's up, guys? Welcome. Today I'm gonna be playing Slay the Princess. Find the dogs. Preferences, okay. Chapter 1, the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh no. Explore end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Can someone else do this? Forget it. No. Have you ever considered that maybe I'm okay with it?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
You sure, man?
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Look, and I'm back here. Oh, more text.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society. Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
You sure? Wait, do I need to see? Am I even can hear?
Pull this off. I don't make the rules.
Okay, I'm hearable. Okay, things telling me what to do. The sounds and continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ignore him.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Oh my god.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We ain't taking the blade, man.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Oh my god, here is simp.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Just checking on you. Just checking on you, sweetie. Are you okay? I don't want to lie. I'm here to save her. I'm here to save. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you. Hey, I'm Pink. Are you that princess I need to slave? Are you that princess? You continue down the stairs.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
I don't fucking care.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
No.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hero the same.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Wait. What's my... What the fuck is my cursor?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
My shadows. 10 out of 10.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Oh. No, I'm not desperate.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Whom?
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I'm just gonna jump out of the window. Just for that.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I'm a hero, I'm just gonna...
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine.
So like I had options.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No. Fuck off, Neil.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
No!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance,
We both know this isn't you.
she nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What?
Hey.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew.
Oh no!
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel it.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
The dames.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is that you're here to slay her.
We did this? Wait.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be...
What? Right, okay.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the prince. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the world. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Yes. Let's you. I'm telling the truth. I'm worried. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her.
You did that to us, villain.
Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not...
Fuck. Press right click.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any...
Another one. not the one that he
What
did.
do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this pure... She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
I'm with them. I'm going to find a way to save her from the cabin.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with?
Yes. Sims!
You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call. Are we running away? What are you doing? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Nope. Psych!
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange.
Well,
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How?
okay. I'm going to the cabin. Sheesh!
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes.
It's remarkably selfish, but fine. You turn around and trek back.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting... What's going on? Where are we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. How dull.
Quiet. There is a distant rumble, a sound, sounds, others grows louder. As something out there comes close. For a moment across the fabric of reality, stillness find your conscious and wrap themselves around. They're no longer alone. There's something that short draws across the glass.
It's not.
What? We're back at the start.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to...
Because... No!
You make your way up the short... She will lie. She will...
We did this. I'm gonna speed run. I actually want
The interior of the...
We don't need it.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Hello?
No.
Don't let it...
Lie. I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous...
Wait, really? Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs. I am begging...
Hi. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it.
Okay. Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she...
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if your Royal Highness is too formal.
Okay.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Keep you locked away. At least for a little bit we can get to know each other better. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. Go back, I said over. I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Made doubtful.
Okay, I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but is someone else? Your shouts and pleas are. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess. You try the door. You make it easier for everyone.
I heard the door.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know.
She barely hesitates before she rips the flesh from her bone. It's the blade, or you won't. Fine.
I can't.
Against your better judgment,
you're
you
scared,
place
I
the
can't
blade
like
against
that.
the ragged. You cut. The blade is sharp. No, she's. No. As what?
Hey! I don't want to do this. Fuck off. Wait, look.
Okay. You bring the blade down to. But she's far.
We could have gotten out of here together. I don't know.
She pounces on you. Do you have a weapon? It's not enough to. You collapse to. If we're lucky, can't. As much as I. Everything goes dark. And you die.
The way. What? This is a new ending. Not ending chapter. Why is
You're
there
on
more
a
chapter
path
2s?
in the woods. You're. Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. If he doesn't remember, brilliant. You know. Did I?
Opportunities, that's a new voice.
Well, you're the boss. Seriously? You're just going to. Fine. That's strange. You're really. But fine.
Wait,
Yes.
something isn't right.
We're going back to the
what's
princess.
I like
I
it.
don't want.
Seems like it's got great acoustics.
What the fuck? That's right. That's right. Yeah, we are. Right.
You're here to slay.
And now I can.
Seriously? You're just. Good. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's true. Your stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're fact. But fine. You turn around and trek back. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or a. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making. And here we go.
What?
As you trudge into the woods, something strange. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eye, but as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick. In every direct way, you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about. You've doomed us all. You know that, right? You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness.
The stranger.
You're on a path. You're here.
Oh, I wanna see.
What on earth are you talking about? I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all, the world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
This game is fun. Yep, okay. I'm going to the camp.
A warning. She will lie. She will cheat. If we're ignore. Let's...
Well, I don't have any options besides proceed to the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Oh no, it's a witch's blueprint, no!
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. Perched, the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If you want, no, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times? You can't just say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself to just ignore how. Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin. What you're seeing here is... Okay, good. Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there?
I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. It does amazing.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how but it was there a second, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get.
Out.
Your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Okay, it works.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? there'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Yes! Take a harsh, take take decent, take the softest possible go through it. So, okay, this waterfall. Wow. Here we can't even see where we're going. Well, I think on the left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Are you just going to stand there?
She's creepy, motherfucker.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement.
Okay.
Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to...
Oh, okay. He's just being an ass. Also, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down was weird, like I was pulled apart and pulled back together again. Do you know what happened to me? Where I knew you locked up. Down to here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here? You were probably a threat to the world. Well,
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous.
she looks ugly.
But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
This is hand-drawn game.
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so ill. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Yes! What the fuck? Not another witch's blueprint, no! Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together. I'm gonna set you free here. I don't know. I'm getting you out of here right now. I don't know what you are, but I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. But I'm getting you out of here. But this also this. I would choose this if this part of the text isn't exist.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it? And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
No, the Witcher blueprint.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs.
Yep.
Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her.
Yeah, he's the best.
It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Getting down here was weird.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? Oh, I thought they would send something better to deal with me. If the stairs managed to chew you up, I will devour you. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Wait a second. The chains are mostly on the floorways. If I let you out of here, what are you going to do?
I don't think what I'd do really matters, does it? I just want to live my life.
Who said that? She probably.
I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that. Besides, you already know what I'm going to do. If you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
I don't want to.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction. It's infuriating, isn't it?
Mr. Blood and Destruction.
Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking, this is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse. Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
I wouldn't kill her. I would kill her, and I would save these others, and this is just her personalities, and I would just kill this one, and she'll be out.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
What's happening?
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Yeah.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing... Luckily for all of us,
Nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on them, falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere.
What the hell is that?
I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Okay, since it's going to get cold, I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. I destroyed everything. What? But you don't know if she had a chance to hear reply. She's gone. Place for something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here?
I don't know where she went.
It is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
So,
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
well, it's the only option.
I'm begging you, don't. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Silence as you forward, they're gone, but the mirror remains. Is it time for you to see what's in it? It's you. I'm ugly now! You're alone in this place. Empathy is what you recognize the presence inhabiting the shell is the entity that dwell in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're that thing I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel. Is this the end of the world? Let me let her out of here.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always a princess, or are you just making her part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant.
Nino, what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared? I'll find a way to kill you. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do? And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
You aren't so dry. Yeah. How many more pieces do you need to find? I was sent to slay. Aren't you scared? I'll find a way to kill you.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget? How many more pieces do I need to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to...
Bitch, you crashed my game. No, you won't see my screen.
You have returned to me.
Oh,
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
how much explore? I was sent to sue the princess of destroying the world. If I help you, that's what you're going to do.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I don't trust that bitch.
Everything, until we meet again.
You know,
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
You're on a path. You're here. Does it? Are you on?
forget it. I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? Unfortunately,
Oh, you did this. Okay, I'll go talk to the cabin. I'll go to the cabin. I'll talk to her. And if she's bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I change it.
then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies, then each and every one of us. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up. The interior of the blade. The door to the purpose. Don't.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's beautiful.
I am begging you to
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these?
Hey.
Okay.
Okay. What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses. Carefully.
you can address me as your...
He's
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. That sounds bad. If I'm the first person, would you be? I was sent here to slay your brother, suppose. What are you going to do, fella? I'm going to keep you away locked in. Sorry, but I can't trust this. Go back up to retrieve the blade without saying another word. I don't know anything about.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
If I'm the first, I was. What are you going to do if I let you go?
The princess hesitates. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
It's not like.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. But I'm sure they'll have the reasons for keeping you. No, which is why I don't think you're actually their interest.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here? There's going to be plenty of time to chat after I'm free, but okay.
I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky still. For a while. What if I just be the I'm going to keep you locked away down here at least a bit till we can get to know each other. I decided to keep locked away. I'm sorry, but retreat. Go back upstairs.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is... Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right... You can't be serious.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret this, I promise.
You're making a huge... No. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Nah, mate, I can't do this.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Well, we have a key, bitch.
Doubtful.
I use
Whoever
my
locked the princess away.
Maybe there's some way to break the chain? Or if that doesn't work,
She offers the suggestion. If we were stuck down here long enough, you attempted to someone. You make your way to easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth as she rips for you. Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and the wound. Okay.
You.
The princess pushes away from you, wounded but still alive.
You've made.
I thought it's an act. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal, you'll not forget about. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you, and we can still turn this around. Are you serious? As what's left of your blood, the princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were.
This is the end. Before you can answer, everything goes dark. And
The bees.
you're on a path.
How many
in
fucking
the
chapter
woods.
2s are there? And
And
how
at the
can
end
I
of
get
that
past
path
chapter
is
2?
a cabin. You're hit.
But I died.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally
Oh,
told you that a second ago.
What the fuck?
If he doesn't
I
remember
have to
what
wait
happened,
last.
then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have. You're not trapped here. Nobody's fault.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth about why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? I'm going to fucking
A
spin
warning.
this.
She will lie. Does it?
Proceed to the cabin. Good one.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. The blade.
Take the blade. You didn't say a word about the mirror.
No steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I don't think she wants to talk. I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it.
What? Huh? But I lost the bits. Come on.
The door to the basement creaked. The air. She grabbed.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost impatient. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush. Remember, she is certainly not just. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
French woman.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce.
You're about to take my joke.
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
Only.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we...
Wait, she's got...
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants. Just run for the blade upstairs and slay her with it. Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not.
Yeah. We don't have to kill each other, but if I helped you, but if we work together, it will get out of me.
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something. Patch of jungle, barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
I should have taken a break. I don't think I could keep. But why would you want to kill me? Stop hiding and shoot. I was sent to kill you because you hurt. I'm sorry to go shoot.
Why does anything kill anything else? She needs to.
I didn't say I wanted to kill you.
It sounds like she wants to do something even worse. What she wants only matters if she wins, and you're not going to let that happen.
Okay, fine. What do you want?
I don't question who I am or what I want. I simply do. To act is always better than to react. To do is always better than to watch.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you do well to listen to her. Less standing around asking questions, more doing exactly as I say. A tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck. Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Bang, Sam. That's it, but before. Wait, what? Clock. I don't want my clock to ring.
Or maybe she's a little faster. You avoid her slavering jaws, but she manages to graze you, her titanic momentum skinning you along your side. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast?
You're bleeding now.
You instinctively touch your side, testing her claim. It's wet and stings from the a costly mistake. We can't make it again. We will make it again unless we need more time. She's cutting off our escape.
Our game is nearing its end.
I don't think I can stop paying attention. I was
She's right there. That's fair. She'll kill us if we try and run. Oh, for the love of... You've given up the game. Great. All that will do is hasten her victory.
So many useless thoughts run through your head. Thinking. You'll never hurt me if you keep thinking.
She's more tense this time. She means this next blow to be the last. The mere thought of moving it. We're exhausted. We're bleeding. We're still alive. We owe it to ourselves to... Once again, you narrowly avoid the full force of the impact, and once again you are too slow to come away unscathed. This isn't working. We have to do something. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that we're trying, but we can't keep this up much. We have to.
You're getting slow.
She seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you. Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react, it's over. She makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room. You do your best to dive out of the way, and you... Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body. That's just as bad. That's worse. It's death either way. At least this will be You look down to see that the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. The princess, bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark.
The den. What's the den? It's down.
You're on a path in the That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct. We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is. Instinct was keeping us alive until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great. So you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. And why is that? Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule. And whose rule is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge. It's my rule, and this conversation is over. She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. But she's far. We're clever. It'll be a... But you all... Yeah, a prince shut...
Shop thief.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation. Alright, we'll figure out. And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. The interior is dark and overgrown, vines and the only the blade. If there's beauty isn't then either. You really think the steel claw makes a slop? You step forward. Haven't you been that mirror? It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like so grimy. Maybe we can... You reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. You step forward into the dark. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, it smells as you crawl. Stay quiet.
We don't have to fight. I'm worried about you. Out of here.
The princess leaves your remark unanswered. See? She knows. We have to be like her. Focused. I suppose it'll take a little more than words to coax her out. Let's keep going. You put the voices to the back of your mind and proceed down the basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe. She doesn't respond. I assume that means her answer is... You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest. That's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you. There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape. That's stage one. Now stay focused. You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling, but the sounds are coming slower now. The breath's pained and stuck. She is a broad and sickly creature, her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the basement below. So that's what she's become. She wasn't like this when we started. Was she? No, she wasn't. Looking at her makes me feel sad. Yeah, now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all. Her eyes look up at yours,
She's so cute.
wide, pleading. Come back. You can imagine them saying, "Don't leave me here." But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you. If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide, pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with? All it does is make us feel conflicted. I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you. What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like she hurts? Maybe we should try and talk to her. That's a terrible idea. She doesn't know anything. She hasn't even said a word since you got. You cautiously make your way closer to the princess, her eyes avoiding yours with the silent resignation of a defeated predator.
Hello, girlie. No. Come back, you pussy! But you don't have the opportunity to speak to her.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Death. Real death. No, that can't be right. There has to be some...
Well, she's bigger. She has a tail.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. Whenever you are ready,
Where's the last
I will
one?
wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but there's nowhere for you to be but here.
No.
I will long we will meet again.
You're here to... That's the spirit.
That's the spirit.
You make your...
See the cabin. I feel like every time
The interior of the blade.
options. Yep.
You take the...
Music changed completely.
The door to the
Oh,
base...
look.
Her voice carries up.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's...
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the... She's focused on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No. What? No way. Why would you even think that? No. 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 I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Steal your
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
against your better judgment. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
It's in the world. What do you believe? What's your name?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't.
Do you know why I'm here? Without me, how would I get there's people?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like
sure?
the world. I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Princess hesitates before. She doesn't know. She knows what she'd do.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word...
She's right about one thing. Her word.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of... She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
You can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key. Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of... She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
It's a hard.
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm going to keep you locked away then. Yeah, at least for a bit we can know each other better. Fine, so.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't...
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one way. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make...
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me.
Slip these chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear? Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job. You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off. Your eyelids hit.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my...
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weak. No.
So, get that point. Unless you're not even princess, you're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the... Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
What the hell? Is she a widget?
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once.
Ugly.
The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your...
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end. Don't...
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. It's a nightmare.
Oh no, chapter 2 again.
You're on a path. You're here. Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and cool. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it. Shh. What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Warn, she will lie.
I know.
It's just an empty frame. She's already got now, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. So deep. Should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps. More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
What? Oh my god, those are eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh, her cruel and...
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you...
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just...
Then I'm just gonna kill him. Mr. Naruto seems to think I can do it. I don't know why. We're all being such prunes. She stepped off into the void between stairs. Continue down.
You make your way to the bottom. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. Are you really not?
Fuck
No,
off.
I'm not. Somebody Excuse me. I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down. Please.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you.
Really?
It doesn't.
Go left, go right, do nothing. Go back to the way you came.
You turn back to the stairs, only to find a faintly outlined.
There you are.
As the princess approaches, your legs, your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this thing. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of heart, lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart. Lungs. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for...
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead.
She isn't attacking us. Well, the why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't... And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. And the way out of here isn't... That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option, right? Then you should get looking. Should... Lungs.
Why won't you finish me off?
Nerves.
What good am I to you? What good am I to you alive? What do you want from me? What happened after you killed me last time?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor...
Nerves. Heart. Lungs. Liver. Nerves. Heart. Lungs. Liver. What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Shit. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you, damn it.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
The princess glides onto the stair, but we don't. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just... Heart. Lungs. Liver. You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder. Is this... At least, that doesn't justify anything.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creep. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive. Heart, Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the... No! You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs. I guess I have to do heart.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me.
Liver.
It's better. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter.
And now you open.
There's nothing else for us to... The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forest.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin. Why is it so cold?
Lol. What the fuck? I was afraid.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass all of, and yet I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So you guys, this was the end of the stream. Oh my god, I'm still at the 57 minute mark. So yeah guys, this is it. Thanks for watching, the few people who joined this live stream for a minute or two. And yes,